Okay guys, this is Ben from Primal Nation. Now I'm making this video because a big area that I think that a lot of people don't understand, which is affecting their results from fitness and particularly weight loss and fat loss, is stress within your lifestyle. So I want to make this video just to explain some of the areas, let me just move that to one side, that are affecting your results in terms of weight loss, but also to outline the sources that are creating potentially the stress outside your body and inside your body, the effects of stress, how potentially you could cope with stress, and looking at solutions to reducing stress within your life. So first of all, I just really want to go into what is stress. Now, you can define stress in different ways. Stress is really a response to what is happening inside us. It's a challenge to our bodies, our minds, our environment that we don't have the resources to deal with. I mean, the thing is, everyone deals with stress in different ways. Now, stress, we respond to stress through our fight or flight response. Our bodies release hormones, adrenaline, our heart rate increases, our blood pressure goes up, and our respiratory system goes up as well. So increased blood flow to our major muscles, and most importantly, cortisol is released, which is our stress steroid hormone. Now, again, just to reiterate, in terms of your fat loss goals or your weight loss goals, then unless you reduce the stress within your life, you're not going to get the results that you want. So your nutrition could be fantastic, your training could be specific for fat loss, designed how it should be, but none of it's going to make a difference unless we tackle this issue of stress. Okay, so I'm just going to continue now with how stress kind of happens and just explain it to you. Stress occurs really in our brain. It's the hypothalamus part of our brain, which is in the middle of the brain, which is like our main conductor, which controls a lot of the systems in our body. So this is where it's kind of triggered. And to also explain that a lot of individuals will respond differently to stress. We all have an individual psychological reaction to stress. So we all respond to stress in different ways. Now, if we need cortisol, we need our reaction, our fight or flight mode within our body, because if we go back to our primal days when we were cavemen, and say a tiger, a saber-toothed tiger was jumped out in front of us, then we have a series of choices to make. Either we're just going to stay there and get eaten by the tiger, we're going to run away quite fast, or we're going to stay there and we're going to fight it. So, you know, there's different ways. We need that cortisol within our life to react to situations. So it is important. So I don't want to confuse the importance of that fight or flight need, but it's just that effects on the stress within our life can be detrimental and negative. So just looking at kind of the effects of stress, what happens when we're stressed out? It raises our body temperature, speeds up our heart rate, increases fat into the blood, raises blood sugar, increases cholesterol, empties protein storage. So again, it's going to limit your ability to build lean muscle as well. And also reduces white blood cells, which the white blood cells are actually needed to help fight infection. Okay, honey, my cat has just started meowing. So could you take her out just while I'm doing this? Otherwise she's just going to keep meowing. Okay, so sorry, getting back to where we were. So stress isn't really just psychological, it's physiological. When our bodies are under stress, excess cortisol can break down bone density, and even cause osteoporosis. Chronic or high levels of cortisol are then produced. So I think it's just bearing in mind as well that it can actually be catabolic in that sense, stress, and breaking down your muscles and your bones. So again, it just really highlights the importance and difference that stress can have on your body. Even things like high blood pressure and diabetes, these are all lifestyle factors which can contribute to creating that stress. Now, one area in particular that I think is important to look at is the effects of stress on like our adrenal glands. So toxic substances like the sugar, which is available, pretty readily available in our society now, the fast foods, high fructose corn syrup, aspartame, all these ingredients that are found in a lot of fast foods are toxic to our body. And again, it's going to cause stress on our liver. So if we go to the diagram that I've got in front of you here, identifying the sources is really important just to start you off. And the first area I'd look at is this area of what you're consuming day to day. So your nutrition, how much sugar, alcohol, what drugs you're taking and why, and just your general overall health. So that is one of the most important areas I would address and look at to begin with. You know, cutting out the sugars, cutting back on alcohol. I mean, these are pretty much common sense, I think, for a lot of people. But then on the side of things, after that, then you've got people are popping up on my Twitter feed. So just in terms of your own imagination as well, is if you think about when you're stressed out, generally speaking, what's happening is you're thinking about the problem. You control your thoughts, and you're thinking about the problem again and again, and that is creating part of the stress in itself. So you've got your own imagination, which can contribute. Then the other side of it is we do actually live in quite a toxic environment. There's radiation emitted from lots of different electronic devices now. Chemicals in cleaning products, chemicals in beauty products, radiation from technology. So some we can control, others not quite so much. So reducing reducing the toxicity within our lifestyle generally is really going to help. Obviously, you've got other factors like your relationship, your family, your money, time management, commuting, work. These are going to be other elements that will also relate to the stress that's in your life. And then also even overtraining. You know, if you're stressed out and you're spending a lot of time killing yourself training, doing the wrong potentially types of training, then again, this is going to raise your cortisol and you're never going to be able to burn body fat. Your body's going to go into fat storage mode. So it's important to remember as well that even overtraining can affect the stress within your life. Now, looking at coping with stress, one of the best ways to cope with stress, if you think about children, generally children are very open, their manner, they like to have fun, they laugh, they play. So as an adult, even bringing some of these factors back in, watching a comedy, anything which you can bring in which is fun and you can involve that side of play is really going to help with coping and managing the stress in your life. Now the other side is taking control of it and recognizing that you are under stress. And one way that I think will be a good way to analyze that is to have a questionnaire which you answer a series of questions, and then from that you conclude if you are stressed. So there should be an analysis to begin with to find out if that relates to your situation. Then from there, just take one thing at a time. It might be a few different factors of your life which are contributing to the toxicity or the stress in your life. So it may help you. I'm someone that plans quite a lot. Obviously, I've got a spider diagram here laying out my thoughts. So it may help you in terms of stress-wise to just actually write down on a piece of paper why you're stressed, whether it's money, whether it's, you know, family, what you can do, the solutions. You know that there is a solution to most, well, I believe, to most problems. So I think that that may help you as well, creating a plan and being proactive and open and recognizing that there is stress within your lifestyle. Um, Now, also over here on the right hand side, I've looked at the effects of stress. So if you're depressed, anxious, you're having panic attacks, you don't feel happy very often, or you have a low self-esteem, or you're feeling overwhelmed. Again, these are, apart from the physical side of things, I mean, you may get headaches, you may get rashes. There's certain physical effects that you may notice from being under stress. So these are things to bear in mind as well. So I think it's important to recognize the nutritional gap, the difference between what your body gets and what your body needs, and looking at, you know, your day-to-day food consumption and the nutrition side of things as to what it really needs, in terms of, you know, food preferences, avoiding certain foods. Sometimes as well, just to add into this, that there can be a trigger factor. So there can be something which happens which kind of breaks the camel's back. It might be experience of trauma, like a car crash, a death. This can all lead into ill health as well. Now, looking at the solution side of things, I think I've just started to note down some ideas for how you can create change, as I've pointed out here, is thinking about positive. If we go back to your actual own imagination, generally when we have feelings, you are actually imagining in your head or thinking about that problem, or what is going on. Now, this is the internal stresses. I'm not talking about the external factors which actually affect you. But a lot of the time, we create our own stresses. Um, it's kind of like a response to what's actually happening inside us, if anything else. So going back to the solutions, and how to reduce lifestyle stress within your body. So we've talked about um, exercise and nutrition and how that can make you feel, and that is really important. So, but that's just one part of the puzzle which is going to make a difference. So making sure you get the right vitamins in. You know, you need your B vitamins, your essential fatty acids, your B vitamins, and support your central nervous system, your C vitamins, so support your adrenal glands. So it's important that you have those in. Um, Also, things like meditation, rest and sleep, hypnosis, as I've already spoken about, visualization. So even your breathing. Now, from my own personal experiences of having hypnotherapy and having a fear of flying, which I overcome, the breathing aspect of it is massive. And what I would suggest is, before you go to sleep at night, try to get to bed around about 10:30, and get a good sort of 8 hours sleep if you can. Now, what you do before you go to sleep makes a big difference as well. So the breathing is really important. Taking in, there's different breathing exercises that you can do. So concentrate on deep, long breaths, especially on the exhale as well. That's what I've been taught before. So the meditation, this side of it, will really help you to turn the television off, even stop reading, or ironically, you know, come off Facebook, and use that time to reduce the stress within your life. Now, getting back to nature is really going to help as well. So cycling, walking, hiking, getting out with your dog, not spending too much time inside the house, because I think that the house can be all-encompassing in itself, so I think it's really important to get outside of the house. So I think I'll wrap it up there, guys. Hopefully that will give you an idea of some solutions to begin with. Now what I'm going to do next is take this further and look at some specific protocols and some steps to put in place that will help you even more. But all I wanted to do to begin with is make you aware and analyze the different areas that may, as I said, identifying the sources of stress within your life, the effects of stress on your body, and potential solutions and coping with stress. So I hope that's helped you to begin with. As I said, I'm going to go into more detail with this and break it down into a specific formula to take it on from here. But I hope that's helped you guys, and have an awesome evening, and I'll catch up with you soon.